Jai Hind, Namaste, hello and a very warm welcome to UPSC for everyone. My name is Abhinav and in this video, we'll be discussing selected topics from the Hindu and Indian Express for the date 2nd of October 2020 and we'll be discussing the following topics. Manufacturing PMI sees fastest growth in 8 years, so some green shoots for the economy. Here I will be telling you about the concept of PMI, how to read this PMI index. Very, very important. I'll also be telling you about the composition of PMI. Then Indian Coast Guard ship Kanaklata Barua. Very interesting news. It is related to your history, modern history and Quit India movement. Very, very inspiring news. So we'll get to know about this. We'll get to know who is Kanaklata Barua. Then power generation rises. Another indicator of green shoots in the economy. So we'll look into that. Then European Union launches legal action over UK Brexit bill. So UK is coming up with a bill which could potentially disturb the balance between the Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, and it could turn the soft border into a hard border. So that is why EU is launching the legal action. So we will see what that bill is and what this issue is all about. Then Air India One. So India has ordered 2 Boeing 777-300ER planes to ferry the VVIP passengers, the President, Vice President and Prime Minister of India. So those 2 were received in 2018 from Boeing and then they were sent to US for retrofitting. Now one has come back to India after all the retrofittings and it will be pressed into service, and soon these planes will be transferred to Indian Air Force. So we'll see all about this. Then IIT Madras makes sutures with nanofiber yarns. So if you remember, we also discussed another innovation from IIT Madras, the Bharti script, and now the nanofiber sutures. Interesting news, and it is not only related to medical field but it has also implications for defense and other fields. So we'll see about this news. Then poll to select national butterfly. Very, very interesting news. Did you know that India is home to more than 1300 species of butterfly belonging to 6 major families of butterflies? I did not know that. If you did, good for you. So we'll see about butterflies, the status of national butterfly, who is doing this, and we'll also look at the concepts like biodiversity and the important role of butterflies in biodiversity. So lots to learn from this topic. Then another green shoot or a good news for economy, GST collections cross 95,000 crore in September. So this is only the second time this fiscal that we have crossed 90,000 crore in GST collections. So this is a good news again. We'll look into it. Then National Crime Record Bureau data on seizures of counterfeit notes. So we'll look into this report. Now the 2000 rupee note is the most counterfeited currency note in India. So we'll see all the things about this 2000 rupee note and also what are the dangers of counterfeit currency. So this is all that we are going to discuss in this video. Now let's get started. Manufacturing PMI sees fastest growth in 8 years. So in this video, we'll be looking at some news which are indicating green offshoots in the economy. So this is the first one of those news. So we'll see what is PMI, right? So PMI is basically a survey which is called IHS Markit India Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index PMI. So it has risen from 52 in August to 56.8 in September, highest since January 2012. So basically highest growth in the past 8.5 years. Now PMI rating, it has 5 broad categories and it gives some percentage to them. I will tell you. Now basically if PMI rating is 50, then it means stagnation. Above 50 means growth and below 50 means that there is negative growth in the economy. That's what you need to know about PMI. So 5 indicators or 5 measures that are taken into account for calculating PMI, which have different weightages and how to read it. This is the only important part that you need to know. So what is the IHS Markit India Manufacturing PMI Index? It measures the performance of manufacturing sector. So it is specifically for the manufacturing sector and is derived from the survey of 500 manufacturing companies. Now it is based on 5 individual indexes having different weights like new orders with 30% weightage, output with 25% weightage, employment with 20% weightage, suppliers delivery times 15% weightage, and stock of purchased items 10% weightage. So these are the 5 categories or the 5 classes within the PMI index. Now how to read the index? Like I said, a reading over 50 indicates an expansion of the manufacturing sector. compared to previous month. Below 50 represent a contraction while 50 indicates no change. So comparison on a monthly basis, and above 50 means that there is growth, below 50 means contraction, and 50 means no change. Now there are also some other observations from the survey like price front. So output price have risen, and that is because of an uptick in input costs. So input costs are rising. Now that could be because of inflation, or it could be also because of supply constraints. That has to be seen in the longer term. And also, most importantly, there is high optimism amongst the manufacturers. According to the survey, almost 1/3 of the manufacturers expect output growth in the coming 12 months against 8% that foresee a contraction, resulting in the strongest degree of overall optimism in over 4 years. So this is also very, very important. But there is a downside, and that downside is that there has been reduction in payroll numbers. That is, unemployment has been rising. Now, in this case, the unemployment is rising because there were efforts to observe social distancing guidelines. So some workers had to be laid off because, for example, in a factory, if 100 workers could work, now only 30 or 50 were working to observe social distancing. So probably that is the reason why there was reduction in payroll numbers. So this is about this PMI index and how to read it. Air India 1. So India ordered 2 Boeing 7730 ERs. We got the delivery in 2018 from Boeing, and then we sent it to USA for retrofitting to customize them up to our specific requirements. So these 2 Boeing 7730300 ERs would be ferrying only the VVIPs, President, Vice President, and the Prime Minister. Up till now, what used to happen, that Government of India used to take Boeing 747 from Indian Airlines, and they used to use that. But the problem is that it had a limited range, and they had to make halts in between for refueling. Now, because of the retrofitting that has been done, these planes have a very, very long range, and they don't need to stop for refueling purposes, right? So let us see. And one more thing, that since Air India is going to be sold off to a private player, so Government of India is soon going to buy both of these planes for about 4,500 crores from Air India. So let us see quickly what the article is saying. The country's first VVIP plane, Boeing 77300 ER, landed in India after undergoing retrofit in US for more than 2 years. Now, it was supposed to be delivered in March, but because of COVID, there were delays in the delivery. It will be used for flying the President, Vice President, and the Prime Minister. The aircraft is one of the 2 Boeing 77730 ERs which joined Air India's fleet in 2018, and now it will be transferred to Indian Air Force. Until now, the government borrowed Boeing 747s from Air India for VVIP flights. Longer range. The retrofitted planes offer the capability of flying long distances without the need to make fuel stops because of longer range offered by 77730 ERs than the 747s. Transfer of ownership. The Civil Aviation Ministry is in the process of moving a cabinet note on the transfer of ownership of the 2 planes from Air India to the Indian Air Force, as the national carrier is likely to be sold to the private player. The government has paid Air India 4,632 crore towards the cost of these planes. So this is about Air India 1. NCRB data on seizures of counterfeit notes. So NCRB is the National Crime Records Bureau. So it collates all the data regarding various crimes in the country. So in this report, it is telling about the counterfeit notes. So the most counterfeits are rupees 2000 notes, and there was an increase in the seizure of fake Indian currency in 2019 as compared to 2018. Now, as per the annual report of RBI for the year 2020, RBI did not print even a single currency note in the last fiscal year, and basically the 2000 rupees notes are going less and less in the circulation. There had been a gradual decline in pieces of rupees 2000 notes in circulation from 3.6 billion pieces to 2.73 billion. Now, fake notes in circulation. This is as per the reports of Indian Statistical Institute, which is in Kolkata. So it gave a report in 2015, and it said that at any given point in time, fake currency worth rupees 400 crore is in circulation in India. So that was for 2015, but we can extrapolate it to the current scenario as well. Now, about a specialized unit, that NIA had constituted a specialized unit within NIA to deal with this problem of fake notes in the circulation. Now, fake notes have to be tackled because they are a threat. They are a threat to economic security and they are also a threat to national security. And one of the major peddlers of fake currency in India is again Pakistan. It basically peddles currency from across the border into India to destabilize the economic security of India. So this is all about this news. Army to get upgraded communication network for forward areas. So this is a good news, and this basically comes in the backdrop of China laying broadband network in the LAC region, especially close to the Pangong Tso Finger 4 that it occupies. So India has also responded, and we have also made a plan to get broadband communication and high speed communication systems in the forward areas, and it will not only cover the LAC but also the LOC and the international border. So all the forward areas would be getting access to upgraded communication networks, and these would be based on a mixture of satellite, then optical fiber, that is the high speed, and microwave. So combining these three, we'll get high grade communication system for forward areas, and it will be implemented in joint collaboration with ITI, which has been given the tender for installing this system, right? So let us quickly see. Amid the standoff with China, the government has moved to upgrade the Army's communication network at a cost of rupees 7,796 crores. It will cover the international border, LOC and LAC. So what is the difference? The border in the JNK sector between India and Pakistan is LOC. The border between India and China, I have explained numerous times what is LAC, that is LAC, and other borders which are clearly demarcated, they are known as IB. Now IB is also a part of India-Pakistan border and also the other borders that we share. So in every forward area, we'll be getting this high grade communication system for the armed forces. Agreement with ITI, the Defense Ministry has signed an agreement with state-run ITI for this project. Technologies to be used, I told you, optical fiber cable, satellite and microwave radio for communications in forward area. Now there is a specific time frame which is of 36 months, that it has to be completed in 36 months. And this comes as China lays optical fiber cables in Pangong Tso region, close to its current positions near Finger 4 on the lake's north bank, like I told you in the introduction. So this is all about this news. Poll to select National Butterfly. So there's a group called National Butterfly Campaign, which is a citizens initiative, and it comprises of butterfly enthusiasts. Now they are saying that India should have a national butterfly because we have more than 1300 species of butterfly which belong to 6 major families of butterflies, but we still don't have a national butterfly, even as other countries like Myanmar, Bhutan, they have a national butterfly, but we don't. So they have conducted their own procedure. They started with 50 and now they have narrowed it down to 7 candidates. So let us look at this news and we'll also get to know something about butterflies. The National Butterfly Campaign, a citizens' initiative, has revised focus on the relevance of the charming scaly-winged insects in enhancing biodiversity. And I'll just tell you about their role in biodiversity. Interesting fact that butterflies are found in all the continents on Earth except for Antarctica. No national butterfly yet in India. Despite being home to over 1300 species belonging to 6 butterfly families, several countries including Malaysia, Taiwan, Indonesia and Bhutan have national butterfly. 7 candidates. As part of identifying butterfly species that could make it to the coveted status, the National Butterfly Campaign Consortium prepared a long list of 50 butterflies and trimmed it to 7. The key contenders, these are just the names: Krishna peacock, Indian Jezebel or common Jezebel. The picture that you saw was of Krishna peacock. Orange oakleaf, 5-beard swordtail, Indian Nawab, yellow gorgon and northern jungle queen. So see, such a fascinating world and so much of the world that we don't know as of yet. Now, like we read that butterflies have a very crucial role in biodiversity. So at this point, let us also look at what is biodiversity. Now, biodiversity refers to a complex interdependent web in which each member plays an important role, drawing and contributing in ways that may not even be visible to the eye. For example, if bees were to extinct, our food security would severely suffer and most probably most of our planet would become a desert. So these are the things or the interconnections that we don't even realize, but they are an intrinsic part of biodiversity. Biodiversity describes the variety of life on Earth, including 8 million plant and animal species on the planet, ecosystems that house them, and the genetic diversity. So, biodiversity covers everything: species, ecosystems, and genetic diversity. The abundant foods that we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the weather that makes our planet habitable all come from nature. And if we disturb this biodiversity, then it would have very severe consequences on nature. For example, we are seeing how the global warming problem is haunting us and it is making other problems worse. Like in the video of forest fires, we saw how climate change and global warming has exacerbated and accelerated the fire weather events, right? So these are the interconnections that we fail to see with our naked eye, but these connections are very, very important for the stability of our environment. Now, why biodiversity matters? Biodiversity is the foundation that supports all life on land and below water. It affects every aspect of human health, providing clean air and water, nutritious food, scientific understanding and medicine sources, natural disease resistance, and climate change mitigation. So everything comes from biodiversity. Changing or removing one element of this web affects the entire life system and can produce negative consequences. Like I said, if bees were to go extinct, because bees are very important pollinators and so are butterflies. Without nature, life on Earth would not be possible. Now you can just take a screenshot. These are the uses of biodiversity. There's nothing that I need to explain. Just take a screenshot and read it in your leisure time. The broad categories are food, culture and economic value, health, and solution to climate energy. So this is the role of biodiversity for sustaining human livelihoods and human life. Now the importance of butterflies. An abundance of butterflies shows an ecosystem is healthy. Except for Antarctica, butterflies are found in every continent. 90% of all plants need a pollinator, and as bee populations drop, the role of butterfly becomes even more vital. So now butterflies are more vital. Low butterfly number can affect a ecosystem's food chain. Nearly 2/3 of all invertebrates are linked to the butterfly on the food chain. Again, see such a big importance of butterfly. Nearly 2/3 of all invertebrates are linked to the food chain, that is linked by or supplied to by the butterfly. So it might look like a small creature and at times beautiful, but it has a very big value as far as our ecosystem is concerned. These are some other important factors or the points which makes butterflies important. Again, you take a screenshot. Nothing to explain here, you can just read it. They are great for educational purposes. They play an important role in pollinating flowers. They are sensitive to climate change. So scientists can monitor butterflies as a method of watching warming signs. Now, such a thing is called bioindicator, that the presence or absence of a species in an ecosystem basically tells about the health of the ecosystem. For example, if butterflies are less or they are dying more, that means climate change is accelerating, right? Butterflies have been used scientifically for centuries and have been used to investigate many areas of biological research. Then they also are related to tourism because people travel to see butterflies, and they are important part of the food chain, particularly to birds and bats. So these are all the important points about butterflies. IIT Madras makes sutures with nanofiber yarn. So another good news coming from IIT Madras. If you remember, just 2 or 3 videos back, we discussed about Bharati script. That was also from IIT Madras. So they have made sutures with nanofiber yarns. Now sutures are the stitches. If you have had the misfortune of ever cutting yourself and then you've had to had stitches, so basically these sutures are used for those purposes. But this is not only limited to medical purposes, it also has applications in other places. For example, air filtration of submicron particles and other defense applications, right? Now let us see what is the advantage of this particular suture. A suture thread made of nanofiber yarns that is bioabsorbable. So number one point, that it is bioabsorbable and can deliver a high load of antibiotics or therapeutics at the site itself. So there are advantages that it is bioabsorbable, and it can deliver a high load of antibiotics in conjunction with other therapeutics at the localized site. And this is the whole point of nanotechnology. Nano means lesser than 10 to the minus 9 meters. That is what nano system is. So they have made particularly very small. You can't even see that with your naked eye. You'd have to use a microscope to see that. So another thing would be that it would not be visible to the naked eye. So aesthetically it will be good, plus it will be bioabsorbable, and it will also be able to deliver higher load. The suture material uses nanofibers woven as yarn using certain specific techniques. Now these techniques that are probably patented or can be patented by IIT Madras in future, and the strength can be varied depending on target tissue, skin, muscle or cartilage. So depending on which type of muscle you're targeting, for example, for skin, for some area you would not need that much strength. For muscle, of course, you would need much more strength, and cartilage again more strength. Now what about these nanofiber yarn? So they are thread-like structures formed by twisting together hundreds of nanofibers. So just imagine a big steel wire. It is composed by twisting together many small steel wires. Same is happening here as well, but on a nanoscale. Now this technology is gaining popularity. Several innovations globally in suture material have advanced infection control and achieved in some cases better recovery among patients, even as the options such as staples, glues and strips have become available. So this is one of those technologies, and it is not only applicable for medical purposes. We saw that it is also applicable for defense applications and also for micro level air filtration. So this is about the nanofiber yarn made by IIT Madras. European Union launches legal action over UK Brexit bill. So UK is coming up with a bill called UK Internal Market Bill, which has a potential to disrupt the peace between the Northern and Southern Ireland. Now, the story is, let me show you the map first. See, this is Ireland, another island. So the Northern Ireland is controlled by UK and the Southern is a free republic, and this is part of EU. Now, when UK was part of EU, no problems, because EU mandates that goods and people can move freely across the borders. But now since UK is leaving the region, it could convert the free border or the soft border between these two parts of Ireland into a hard border. Now, already there are many secessionist movements within Ireland, and these were all placated after the 1998 Good Friday Accord that brought peace between the two Irelands, because this one, a large part wants to merge with this one, but then there are some other people who want to stay with the UK. So this is also about the geopolitics of the region. But importantly, this internal market bill could disrupt the balance and peace between the two Irelands, and it could convert the soft border between the two Irelands into a hard border. Hard border means that there would be no easy movement of people and goods across the borders. Now let us see what the article is saying. The European Union took legal action against Britain over its plans to pass legislation that would breach parts of the legally binding divorce agreement the two sides reached late last year. Now, why the action? Over the controversial UK Internal Market Bill. The EU leaders fear that if the UK bill becomes a law, it could lead to reimposition of a hard land border between Northern Ireland, which is part of Britain, and EU member Ireland, and erode the stability that has underpinned peace since the 1998 Good Friday Accords. So someday we will discuss this Irish issue if this becomes something big. Let's hope that it does not and they are able to maintain the status quo. GST collections cross 95,000 crore in September. So another good news related to economy, green shoots in the economy. So this is the highest mop up so far in the current fiscal. Now fiscal, I've already told you time and again, it is a financial year. So the total collection was 95,480 crores for the month of September, right? And it was highest for the financial year 21. Now, this is indicating an uptick in economic activities with gradual easing of lockdowns. Even in the manufacturing sector, we saw how gradual easing of lockdowns led to growth in economic activity. Same is happening in case of GST, because all of these things are interrelated. Manufacturing goes up, then GST collection also goes up. GST collections in September It was over 10% higher than those in August and 4% higher than September 2019. This marked only the second time that the 90,000 crore mark was crossed in this fiscal year. So tough times, but probably we are now seeing some green shoots because of the ease down of the lockdowns. This is the graph you can see. You can take a screenshot and you can analyze it later. Nothing much to see here. Just a figure, and you just need to know that it is the highest mop up and only the second time in this fiscal that we have crossed 90,000 crore mark. Indian Coast Guard ship Kanaklata Barua. So this ship is the fifth and the last in the series of 5 patrol vehicles that was made by GRSC for Indian Coast Guard. Now if they renew the contract, then again probably they'll be making, but under the current contract they were supposed to make 5. They had already delivered 4 and this was the last one. So we will get to know who is Kanaklata Barua. Important personality, could be a source of inspiration for many of you. So let us get into it. The Indian Coast Guard ship Kanaklata Barua is a fast patrol vehicle and was commissioned in the Indian Coast Guard in Kolkata. It is the fifth and the last in a series of fast patrol vehicles built by Garden Research Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. This is also situated in Kolkata. The other 4 are Indian Coast Guard ship Priyadarshini, named after Indira Gandhi, Indian Coast Guard ship Annie Besant. We all know who Annie Besant is. Indian Coast Guard ship Kamla Devi, named after Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay, and Indian Coast Guard ship Amrit Kaur. So all of them are named after prominent women from India, and this one is also named after a prominent woman, or I could say a girl named Kanaklata Barua. So it is named after a teenage freedom fighter who was shot dead in Assam during the Quit India movement. Now Quit India movement means 1942. Now what is fast patrol vehicle? They are medium range surface vessels with length about 50 meter. These are just technical specification. You just need to know that these are medium range surface vessels. They are suited for patrolling, maritime surveillance, anti-smuggling, anti-poaching operations, and also for fishery protection and rescue and search missions. So these are the use of fast patrol vehicles. Now coming to the important part, who was Kanaklata Barua? She was one of the youngest martyrs of Quit India movement. She has an iconic status in Assam. She was just 17 years old and she led the Mukti Bahini, a procession of freedom fighters, to unfurl the tricolour at Gopur police station on September 20, 1942. When the police did not let them move forward, an altercation led to firing, killing Barua at the head of the procession. But even as she fell to the bullets, she did not let go of the flag. So see the kind of patriotic feeling this young girl had in her, something that we all should learn. And interestingly, this is not the first Coast Guard ship to be named after Kanaklata Barua. The Coast Guard had named an earlier ship after her. The previous Indian Coast Guard ship Kanaklata Barua was commissioned in 1997 and decommissioned in 2017. So very inspiring figure. Good to know about her. Now let us move to the next news. Power generation rises. So another good news related to economy. We have already seen 2 articles regarding that. So because of easing of COVID-19 curves, there has been a boost in demand. Now power generation rise means that industrial activity has resumed, right? That is why there is a boost, because the season is already changing. So AC requirement is also coming down and people were already living in their homes. So there couldn't be any other reason for the rise in demand except for that the rise in demand is coming from industrial sector, and even the study of the demand pattern has shown the same thing. So that means economic activity is reviving. Now let us see for how long does this revival continue, because if we again grow complacent regarding coronavirus, then there could be again lockdowns and big problems. So we need to go for economic activity, but we also need to take precautions, because any form of complacency at this time can lead to a second wave as Europe is experiencing. So this was a Reuters analysis. I've told you Reuters is an international news agency of daily load dispatch data from the federal grid operator POSOCO showed that power generation rose 4.9% in September, the first monthly increase since February. So let's hope that these green shoots continue and grow and that our economy revives and the people who have lost their jobs, they get their jobs and their problems could be alleviated. So folks, this is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Now we are trying to make our videos shorter and shorter so that you also save on your time. And we have a philosophy that we rarely cover any editorials unless and until they don't have good factual information, because their opinions are highly politically motivated across the entire spectrum. We don't favor any political party or any ideology, but everyone is trying to push their own agenda. And as an aspiring officer or as a free thinking person, you should develop your own opinion. So that is why we only expose you to facts and figures, not opinions of others, unless until they are backed by substantial facts or good arguments. So folks, if you like our videos, subscribe to our channel. And also please press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any new videos that we post. And if you like this video, please press the like button. And please do connect with us on our Instagram page, UPSC for Everyone. See you next time. Till then, stay happy, stay safe, and have a great day. Namaste, Jai Hind.